Welcome to the Deep Dive, the show where we cut through the noise and really get straight to the insights you need. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of human resources consulting, HR consulting. Now, that might sound a bit niche, maybe, but honestly, understanding it impacts pretty much everyone who works or, runs a business. Our mission here is to pull out the most important nuggets from the material we've looked at, giving you a shortcut to understanding this really crucial area. So, okay, let's unpack this a bit. To start off, what exactly is HR consulting based on what we've seen?
Well, based on our materials, it's fundamentally about advising companies, helping them manage their people, their policies, and their overall HR strategy. But it's not just rules and regulations, although obviously that's a critical piece. What's interesting is how it's framed as more than just problem solving. It's about proactively building a good workplace culture, like building resilience.
Right, resilience. So it's less reactive, more foundational.
Exactly. Making sure policy decisions actually help the place thrive, not just tick a compliance box.
Okay, that clarifies it nicely. So it's really about making HR a strategic part of the business, not just admin. So given that sort of broader picture, the materials then zoom in a bit, right, on the specific services they offer. What were some of those key areas that popped out from the information?
Yeah, definitely. And if you think about it, these services are like the building blocks for a company that runs well, sort of like building a house.
Okay, I like that analogy. Building blocks, what's first?
First up, there's compliance. That's your foundation, making sure the company follows all the labor laws, regulations. And that can be a real minefield for businesses trying to keep up. Rules change all the time.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, foundation is compliance. What's next?
Then they help with employee handbooks. Think of those as the blueprints, right? Setting clear expectations, policies, crucial for everyone involved.
Makes sense. Blueprints. Got it.
Performance management is another big one. Helping companies evaluate and, develop their people effectively. Are folks actually doing good work?
Right. Important.
And finally, leave management. This one can get incredibly complex.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, you've got all sorts of leave. FMLA, that's the Family Medical Leave Act. Then sick leave, vacation, juggling, all that. It's tricky, but absolutely essential to keep things running smoothly.
Hearing about compliance and those complex leave policies, yeah, that sounds like the kind of stuff that would definitely keep a business owner awake at night. And it seems the information we looked at actually gives us examples of that, real quotes from potential clients. What were some of those common pain points that the material brought up?
Yeah, it did. The materials show businesses often come saying things like, we don't actually have an HR department. Pretty common.
Okay, that's a big one.
Or we're really worried about compliance, that fear factor.
Understandable.
And just the general, we need help with employee issues, which can mean anything, right?
Absolutely. So these concerns, what do they tell us, especially for maybe growing businesses?
Well, it really highlights the universal challenges, doesn't it? Especially if you're growing fast or you just don't have that dedicated HR person in-house. These statements show the real-world gaps HR consulting is designed to fill. They bridge that gap in knowledge, in resources, basically helping companies avoid costly mistakes and manage their people well. And people are, their most valuable asset.
Yeah, definitely. It paints a really clear picture of the need they're meeting there. And it sounds like their promise back to the clients is pretty direct. The material said something like, we help you build a great workplace, handle HR challenges, and stay up to date with laws. Is that about right?
That sums it up well. So what does that actually mean for a business? I mean, these consultants aren't just, putting out fires. They're actively helping build something stronger, more robust, compliant, and ultimately more productive.
So strategic again, not just admin tasks.
Exactly. It's beyond just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. It's about building a stable foundation for the company's operations. And in today's world, that kind of stability, that can be the difference between just getting by and actually thriving.
Right. Makes total sense. And if a business owner listening is thinking, okay, I need this, how does the material say they typically connect with these consultants?
Seems pretty straightforward, actually. Usually through something like a contact form on a website.
Okay.
Or just finding a local advisor.
Yeah.
Seems like they position themselves as accessible local partners.
Which probably helps, especially for smaller businesses, maybe feeling a bit intimidated.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it feel less like hiring a big, distant corporation.
Okay. And that, I think, brings us towards the end of this particular deep dive. So, just to quickly recap for you listening, we've seen that HR consulting is really about advising companies on their people, policies, strategy, focusing on building great workplaces. We talked about the key services, compliance, the foundation, employee handbooks, the blueprints, performance management, and that tricky leave management, all essential building blocks. And we heard why businesses reach out. No HR department, fear about compliance, or needing help with employee issues. Ultimately, like we said, it's about giving companies the tools to build those great workplaces, handle challenges, and stay current with all the laws.
And maybe final thought to leave you with. Think about how much the people aspect really drives everything in a business. This deep dive shows that getting specialized help with managing people isn't just another cost. It's actually a crucial investment in the company's stability, its success, maybe even its innovation. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other areas of business could really benefit from that kind of specialized external insight to truly thrive?
That is a fascinating question to mull over. Excellent point. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.